Hello lovelies, welcome to the channel. So I'm sharing an art journal video with you today, and this is a process video in my Large Dylusions journal. This is my favorite art journal, especially to use inks and things in. It was my only art journal for a while there. Now I have a Dina Wakley one with the watercolor paper, and I'm slowly experimenting in that. I use that more for paint, but this is my go-to for ink. I love the way this paper holds up under the abuse that I give it when I use ink, like this page today. So I've been trying really hard to use new color combinations because my go-tos I use a lot, and obviously because of my go-tos, but I'm trying to branch out just to get some more color in my art journal, and this was one of those times. Now these are 3 of the new Dylusions colors that came out not long ago. It is Peony Blush, Rose Quartz, and Laid Back Lilac. And I had to check the bottle because it turned out a lot darker, the purple. I thought it might have been crushed grape, but it wasn't. I do have to apologize for the lighting coming in and out here and there. I chose the worst time of day to do this video, and I thought because it was an overcast day, it would be alright, but I have these big sliding doors in my art room, and natural light just pours in, but at a certain time of day, the sun is setting and it shines right in and I get lots of shadow, and that's what happened. Every now and then the sun pops out from those clouds and it interferes with my video, but for the most part it's not too bad. So all you've seen me do is use some of my new stencils. Now we know when I start an art journal page, it generally starts with I pick a color or a color scheme, and then I either test out new supplies or mediums or new stencil that I've gotten, and then my pages just tend to go from there. This was one of those cases. This was a new stencil that I had gotten as well, that I hunted around for it for ages, and then I hadn't used it, so I wanted to give it a go. All I did was I used my Diamonds in the Rough stencil, and I did some ghosting. So basically all that is because these inks are water reactive, I spritzed some water through the stencil and then mopped it up with some paper towel, and that lifted off some of that color and it gave me a really nice ghost image. And I like to do that just to give you a good starting layer. And then I went in with my new stencil. I like to keep my same colors, so instead of getting any other colors in, I grabbed the purple and spritzed it over the pink, so that gave me a contrasting color on my page without bringing in any new colors for my color scheme. It was looking a little plain and I wasn't really sure where I was going with it yet, so I decided to use that stencil again and add some black for some contrast, and I decided to add a border. So I just used the edge of this stencil and just went around and created a border. Then I decided to just mismatch some of these triangles that were also on the border. So I purposely didn't put paint through the edge of it perfectly, because I did want a few of those triangles on the inside border to just be, here, there and everywhere. And I was just using a fine tipped brush just to fill some of those in. So now I'm just going to add some stamping with some of my favorite stamps. This is a Viva Las Vegas stamp set, Mark Maker, and I'm just using that to apply some of with archival ink. And I have already used one of my other new stamps. It's just a Kaiser Craft alphabet stamp, and just adding some interest to that background there. In my mixed media supplies, I have a drawer that is full of what I call texture stuff. So I've got doilies, offcuts of paper, a lot of my jelly prints, stamped images that I've pre-cut, and a lot of silhouettes and magazine clippings and things, and also pieces like this. So this is just a piece of book paper from when I've made a junk journal. I keep the insides of the book and I add it to my stash. And what I've done on it is I've cleaned off my braille when I was playing with my gel press. And I just keep all these bits of paper. They make good collage pieces and nothing goes to waste in an art room. And in this case, while I was looking for an image to use on this page, I decided to do some stamping on the book page, because I really like the way especially an older book page. It's got that yellow tone to it. I just love how it looks and how it just gives it that vintage feel. So I stamped another one of my favorite stamps on the book page, and I'm just going to cut that out roughly, and then I'm going to glue that to my page just as another element, just for a bit of interest. I didn't really have a reason for doing it, but do we ever have a real reason when we do art journaling? I just wanted to play with some ink. I wanted to do some doodling with my gel pen, and I just wanted to do some stamping. So that's pretty much what I did, and I just threw it all together on an art journal page. And that is what I love about art journaling. You can just have, you just want to play, and you never know what comes out. And in my case today, this is what came out. This page here that is, mostly pink and purple, which is definitely not my color scheme, but a page that I really like nonetheless. If you've watched any of my art journaling videos before, you know that I tend to like to put a focal image or a quote of some kind on my art journal pages, and I'm just trying to mix that up a bit. It's been a lot of silhouettes or stamped images, things like that. So I really love the look of collage pieces from magazine articles. While this isn't a full collage piece, it's really just an image cut out and glued in, I really do like the way it looks, and I love the contrast of that dress with the pink and the purple. As you can see, that shadow is coming across a bit, but I do notice it in a minute and wait until the sun has set before I continue on. Here we go. So the lighting's pretty good for the rest of the video now. So while I was waiting for that sun to disappear, I was looking for a quote. And I like to put quotes in my journal, not that really go with my pictures as such, but that means something to me. And this one here is be mindful even if your mind is full. Now, what I do is I go looking for quotes on Google or Pinterest or something, and when one appeals to me, I tend to stop looking. So I read lots of quotes, but one will just appeal to me for one reason or another, whether or not I know what the reason is, and I will stop on that quote, and that's how I know, well, this is the one I'm going to use. So I'm using my favorite pen, which is my Feud Ball pen, because it's a really broad tip, so I use that. But as you can see, it doesn't really pop off that background much, and I wasn't very happy with it. So one of my new pens that I got, now I have a really bad habit of killing paint pens. I'm too impatient to wait for paint to dry, and I've killed far too many paint pens that more than I'd like to admit to, but I do love using them. But I've recently found that this Gelly Roll pen works just as well as a paint pen, but it doesn't die if your paint isn't 100% dry. So it has become my new favorite pen. And I'm just adding a few little details here and there because I just wanted to add some white. And you ever just want to draw on a page, just do some doodling? That's all I wanted to do. So I was just looking for any excuse to use it, really. And I thought by making the last line of my quote in white, it might pop a bit more and give it more significance. But in the end, I didn't like it, so I decided to go over the entire quote in the white, just to try and make it stand out more. And the messy writing is intentional. I've been doing it since high school. It has been one of my favorite ways to add quotes. I don't have the best handwriting. I'm not a good brush scripter, things like that. So I use my messy, sketchy handwriting, and it works for me. So it doesn't bother me at all. So it does look messy, but it is who I am. I am a messy journaler. I'm a messy artist in general, so it just adds to my art journal. And that's going to be it for the page. So I hope you have enjoyed my video today. I really do enjoy sharing art journal videos with you. Art journaling is one of my favorite things to do over everything creative that I do. So I really do enjoy sharing them with you. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back real soon with a new video. Bye for now.